Hey guys, now I know you might be wondering what on earth happened to me because it's been a while, but you may or may not remember that I was mentioning the idea of an animated series in my last video. Well, since then, there have been a lot of changes as far as that goes, and long story short, I have decided that I am going to be letting you guys apply to become part of my very own animation team. Now, I want to make this very clear that this isn't an official animation studio, meaning there won't be any payments of any sort. This is just a passion project that I've decided to open up the opportunity for you guys to join in on. There are currently 6 roles available for applications, including storyboarder, character animator, colorist, shader, background artist, and character designer. I'm going to explain them each in the most basic terms that I can. A storyboarder is a person who makes the quote-unquote sketches for the animation. This person is in charge of the general layout of the scenes in video form. While the storyboarder does have to follow a script, they can often request to add their own little touches to the scenes too. However, the storyboards are mostly still image after still image. That's where the character animator comes in. A character animator is in charge of the line art in the animation. They get to take what the storyboarders have done and make it move. They are the artists most people think of when they hear about animation. The colorists are just how they sound. The colorists get to color in the frame-by-frame animations according to the designs laid out for them. They use their skills in color theory to make things pop. The shaders are the ones who create the lightings and shadows on the characters. Lighting is an important element in animation because it can tell you a lot about an atmosphere. The background artists, of course, design the backgrounds in the animation. A lot has to go into these backgrounds so that it can help move the story along and let you in on certain pieces of info. And then the character designers get to decide what each character will look like in the animation. A lot can play into making a good character design, like shape language and color theory, but we all know the reason you want to be a character designer is just so you can draw cute dogs. In order to apply for a role in this animation team, there are some rules you must follow. Firstly, please don't join if you are going to break contact with me. This project may take well over a year, so it is so important that you keep contact and communicate with not just me, but each other. This is very much a commitment you are making, and while this is supposed to be a more lighthearted, fun thing, you have to honor that. If I try to contact you and I do not get a response from you within 2 months, I will kick you from the project unless you give me a notice in advance. Personally, I'd like an update at least every month or so. It doesn't even have to be you sending me some of the animation. It can just be a worded update letting me know what progress you're making. There is absolutely no tracing at all. It's fine if you sneak some references to other media in there, but don't copy things word for word. There will also be a code word that you will need to enter in your application, and that code word is pickle juice. In order to work on the animation bits of this project, you have to have at least some knowledge of art and animation, even if you're just doing storyboards. I'm sorry, but this isn't really a beginner-friendly project. Go back to your Warrior Cat maps. Currently, there is no limit to the amount of roles that you can have. However, if you do happen to notice that there are an awful lot of character designers and not so many background artists, please take initiative and step up to the roles. It might be a bit out of your comfort zone, but trying new things is what this project is all about. And you never know, you might like it a lot more than you thought you would. And please, for your safety, you have to be at least 13 years old to work on this project. While the series itself is aimed towards all ages, a project like this can put you out there and expose you to some pretty nasty stuff. Now, if you're new to animation teams in general, there is something I have to address. Again, this isn't your typical map project, as this project will be animated in one art style. When I was just beginning to test the waters of a potential animated series, I too was very in the dark about the processes behind animation studios. But luckily, I had a few people who were willing to educate me and open my eyes to the behind the scenes of the professionals. One burning question I had was this: how are so many different animators with drastically different art styles able to work on the same animation without their art clashing with each other? The answer is that the animators have to study and practice drawing in one specific art style, so combining the art doesn't look like a C- art class project. So I highly encourage you that if you are considering joining this team, to practice drawing not just in my style, but in any style you can find, just so you can train your brain to adjust to this art style you need to. As far as updates go with progress on the project altogether, you'll be happy to know that the project wasn't just sitting collecting dust the whole time. For the past couple of months, me and a few other people have been putting in the work to get this project off the ground. Unfortunately, the original pieces of animation I had for the episode have been scrapped, mainly because I switched from using Flip-a-Clip to Adobe Animate, and it makes a world of difference in quality. Recently, a really talented friend of mine just finished writing a script for the pilot episode, though, and it is delicious. We've got a person willing to work on the music for the episode, and we've got voice actors. Although recently, a voice actor told me that they had to unfortunately drop out. So currently, we are still looking for one last voice actor. Carmen. Yep, the legend himself. If you are wanting to audition for the role, I highly suggest joining the Discord server in the description and auditioning there. Auditions will be ending in 2 weeks, so hurry while you still can. The Discord is also mandatory for those joining the animation team, and it's even open to those who just want to spectate too. Although there will be no spoilers unless you are a team member. Lastly, I just want to shout out my co-creators, Absolute Cotton and Sergeant Pepper. They've been a ton of help through this entire process, and I really couldn't have done it without them. And one more shout out to Skizway for allowing me to use their Adobe Animate account. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will try to answer every one of them. Thanks for watching.